We are back on the football card quest in the heat of the offseason with a ton of 2022 select auctions going down tonight on eBay. I've got some incredible numbers to share with you guys around 2022 select and optics auctions, buy it nows, sold listings. We're going to comp field level silvers. We're going to find out what Ryan has been pulling from his 2022 select hobby boxes. This is from box ripper to card flipper. We're going to be reviewing Ryan's store and also check in on everybody that's supposed to be on the 100 card listing challenge on eBay. I'm going to give you my update, Ryan's update. Plus, we're going to look at some of the best Quest Trailblazers eBay stores tonight on the stream. Let's dig in. Ryan.
What is going on? What's shaking with the bacon?
So, man, I've been hearing that you've been ripping some more select, and you may have been ripping so much product you may not have gotten too many cards listed on eBay.
Who, me?
Yeah, you, man.
Nah.
You, man.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah. So I was all gung-ho at the last show, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to knock this thing out. I had a whole plan out. We had a Monday off there was a holiday within those 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wake up real early, like at 8:30, drop the kids off at daycare. I'm going to use that whole day and just like post all these cards up. And it didn't happen. I opened a bunch of cards, but I didn't post nothing. So, but I'm ready to do it for this. Now I got everything ready. I'm set. I got one touches locked and loaded. So, yeah, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to see if anyone else was able to put anything up there for sure. I wanted to see if anyone got some extra stuff up.
Yeah, we're going to check in on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different eBay stores by the end of this live stream to see how their numbers have changed from a week it's been 2 weeks, from 2 weeks ago to today. Unlike you, I haven't been ripping so many cards, although I did do a mail day over the weekend where I did rip a box of 2020 Chronicles that was absolutely loaded. So you guys should go check out that video. But I have not, I've been terrible about it myself, man. That's the thing. Like, it's so much fun to hunt deals and buy cards and find the snipes on eBay, but then to take the time to list them and, and get everything listed on eBay is the hard part. I would say, like, making that sale is nice. Like when you get that sale and you've got 2 to 3x, sometimes more profit in the card, that feels really good, Ryan.
For sure. I was watching, your shows and keeping up with you, and that's kind of how I was like, man, there's no way that he has been putting up a bunch of cards, because he's doing so many shows where he's buying cards that how's that having time to put cards up?
Yeah, that's the content creator's dilemma, the football card content creator's dilemma. But I know Chad's crushing it out there. This episode's sponsored by the NFC South. You're good, Chad. Hey, yeah. I would like to talk before we sign off tonight. I want to find out what Desmond Ritters you've been pulling. Obviously, I know you've been ripping a lot of 2022 Select. We're excited to see, potentially see, but definitely hear about what you've ripped out of 2022 Select. If you ripped any more Optic, I've got some really interesting numbers to share with you guys. And I also want to just do a little bit of a thought exercise by the end around the Atlanta Falcons. Some recent research that I've done. It's pretty interesting, man. I might be changing my opinion on them a little bit.
Oh, are you changing your opinion on them or on Ritter?
We'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's just the Falcons as a whole. Ryan Childress says, "Bruh didn't do his HW, his homework.
Didn't do it.
Check that out.
Dog ate it.
Chad just passed 200. Okay, Chad, that's pretty good. He was at 126 2 weeks ago, just under 2 weeks ago. So that's really good. That's 74 items in just under 2 weeks. It's solid, man.
Did you utilize that system? What was it called? The where you can like
Chronos?
What is it?
I think we highlighted in the end of last episode.
Yeah.
It was called Chronos, I think. Like
Chronos cards, yeah. I wonder if
Chronos cards.
folks utilize that, because I looked into it, and but I didn't get to try out the software, so I was wondering if anyone else tried out and if they liked it or not.
Yeah, I have not tried it out, but that was a very cool software. I will say it was pretty cool, especially if you have a lot of base cards, like base cards. Maybe it's like 90s junk wax, 80s. Just because it's more about the grade hunting when it comes to those older cards. But anyways, I digress. I want to say hi to Michael Ham, fishing and sports card hobbyist. Can't wait to get to a local card show, and then also. Just want to plug that we are going to the National at the end of July, so look forward to seeing him there and everybody else that goes to that. Ryan, before you show us what you pulled from Select, I want to share with you some numbers about 2022 Select compared to 2022 Optic.
I'm just separating these for us to be able to show you. That's what I'm doing. But go ahead.
My screen here. All right, so I've got some auctions that are ending right now. I also want to talk about like kind of what your hit rates have been. You can see that it's pretty interesting. So in total, I'm going to pull up the sold listings here of the 2022 Select.
I got an XRC story.
Football.
I do have an XRC story.
Awesome. I love XRC stories. I am fascinated.
I don't know if you like one.
The fact that their redemptions this year stinks. So I'd love to get your take on that. I know a lot of people are, having difficulty swallowing that pill, and that's unfortunate.
So from ripping, I ripped 3 hobby boxes of Optic and 2 Select hobby boxes, and the Select was definitely a tougher pull than the Optic. It seemed. I'm like looking right now. I kind of everything I ripped between the two. Now I did have an extra box in there, and I did do some blasters on the Optic too because they were available out there. But it seemed like there was just a slight tick up in what you're pulling out of Optic versus Select. Select seemed like it'd be a tough card to kind of. To get those really, really, high liquidity cards, if you will.
Okay.
But both of them are so fun to rip for sure. Whenever I do these, I space it out because I enjoy ripping them so much, and so I'll get a box, and I'll actually buy I'll try to find a couple Optic blasters to go with the Select hobby, and then maybe some Prism blasters, and then maybe a mosaic hanger pack. And I'll actually build my own little break, if you will, and then go through and just I open them, and it'll take me. I don't open a box in one sitting. I'll open it over a week.
Really?
Yeah, because I just enjoy it, and it's so I'll pull out I'll pull out 6 packs. It's these are the ones I'm doing tonight, and I'll add a blaster or 2 with it, and that's what I'll do and sit and kind of do that together. And I'll watch one of your shows or. One of the other shows or something like that and do it while I'm checking that out. So it makes it kind of fun that way.
That's interesting. Yeah, kind of savor that rip.
I think Nathan, is that what he's saying? Me too. I don't know if he's saying that he likes to do it like that as well, or kind of slow down, or if he's saying it's somebody else. But yeah.
So I do want to share some numbers with you around 2022 Select listings. Right now, we're looking at sold Select listings, but if you were talking live Select listings, 2022 Select, there's a 114,000 Select football listings, and that's subtracting the breaks. If you go in your search bar when you're hunting for Select, you type minus break, minus whatever you want to minus out of the search results, and you will get no more breaks in those search results. So right now, 114 live listings. That's compared to Optic having 104,000 listings. So there's about a 10,000 card difference in the active listings. And why that's important is because Optic's been out for a few weeks longer. And when you see or when you hear, I'm going to pull this on the screen so you can actually see this as well. I'll try and blow it up, but yeah. So when you actually go on to eBay and look for Optic, should have, because it's had so many more sold listings, and it has been out a few more weeks, that you would think it has more active listings right now as well, but it in fact does not. Now 2022, but it's close. 2022 Prism is an outlier because there's so many cards that are titled Prism or Prism in the description or Prism somewhere in the listing, that we're getting like crazy numbers. When you look at 2022 Prism, 346,000. So I can't really use that as a gauge. When I type in 2022 Contenders, 63,364 active listings. Now, what I find very interesting, Ryan, is the difference between auctions and buy it nows, active auctions and active buy it nows. For Select, there's only 17,799 active auctions compared to almost 100,000 active buy it nows right now. Like, and then for Optic, there's 80,000 buy it nows and 24,000 auctions. And that was all active live numbers.
So the trend shows that there's more buy it nows than there's auctions, right?
Oh yeah, there's 4 times as many buy it nows, because I think that just goes back to people not really knowing how to master the auctions, when's the best time, but also wanting to go ahead and get those cards listed. You know, and when that's why it's so important when you sell in a buy it now, you want to price it to when you want to sell it, right? Because if you want to sell it now, then you've got to price it at or below what the current other cards are that are identical to yours are at. And if you want to sell it in the future, that's when there becomes a little bit more speculation, a little bit more guesstimation, a little bit more math to try and place yourself in a prime spot to sell it September. Maybe you're okay with holding till January. You're going for Super Bowl or bust kind of thing, and you're going for a really big return on whatever the card may be. So it's like, and then also understanding how rare is your card, which could drive a higher price and has fewer comps. So those are factors, but ultimately you're seeing a lot more people setting their own price in a buy it now than in auctions right now, which makes sense from a consignment standpoint, because a lot of consigners are probably not getting as many football cards right now, and they're not listing as many because we're in the heart of the offseason as well.
Yeah, so during the regular season, do you see that there is more auctions that's going on versus does it even up the numbers more, or do you see there's still a lot of buy it nows during the season?
No, there's still a lot of buy it nows, but there's way more auctions. Like you can look at some of the massive co-signers like DC Sports 87, and I think I remember like tonight, for example. If you want to do an advanced search, you could click on advanced and come down here and you go show sellers down the advanced search and only show items from specific sellers include, and we can do DC Sports 87, and we can do a search that way. And then we can find their store. Go to their store because they're a massive consignment house, and look at the auctions ending soon. Let's see what they've got ending soon. During the season, they would have like some absurd like 5,000 auctions ending on a Monday night, and it was all football. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of different stuff: basketball, soccer, tennis, a bunch of different stuff. Where during the football season, a lot of basketball in here. During the football season, it will be a ton of football. Now you can still see they have a ton of auctions ending Monday night. So if you are looking to snipe some auctions, I definitely want to look at DC Sports 87 on a Monday night, because that's when they'll have the most volume closing. But yeah, look at all it's like I don't know. I
There's a
wish
lot.
the store had a little bit better. I wish the store had a little bit better of a filtering category, so I could look at just football.
They're probably putting up so many that it's hard to. They're putting up a lot of cards that in a clip. Like,
there we go. Okay. So I just typed in football in their search bar. That took me to this screen, which is way better when you're looking at a seller's page than the other screen, where it's like, now we have the same criteria on the left that we have from the normal search. And all I did was type in football in the search bar after going to their store, and it brought me back to this view, which is really nice. So you can see there's quite a few football cards ending tonight as well. It's just
maybe Monday might be their bigger nights, maybe.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think they typically focus on. There's a nice Traylon Burks is super cheap right now. They typically focus on. Didn't mean to zoom out. They typically focus on like Monday to Monday type listings, and when they come in on Monday, they'll list a ton of cards that are all ending a week from tonight. So, but you can see it's not crazy.
Purdy.
Like we could.
I was trying to see what that Purdy's going for right now.
The Purdy.
Yeah, they're kind of coming down there, because that was like a 10 or something like that. Oh, here's the Prism, $10. There was a
$10 currently.
There was a graded one just a second ago. I was just seeing what it was at 31, which I was like, okay, right there.
Oh, okay. Mosaic. Yeah.
1 hour left. $31. I mean, that seems like a low compared to what it was maybe a year ago. Or
when Select first came out, or not Select, when Mosaic first came out. I mean, that was around Christmas time when Mosaic came out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's actually a good value right now. The recent auctions have ended for $39, $45, even $53, $50, $55. So, yeah, I mean, that's card easily looks like on average a $60, $65 card. So, I mean, it's pretty low pop still getting graded results back. So you got a lot of upside in this card that ends in an hour. So it just goes to show you that Monday night, like, I don't think you have as much buyer activity compared to the volume of auctions that they put out. It's even higher during the season.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
So right now it's favorable for buyers to target auctions, to buy cards in auctions. In most cases, but with the quantity of buy it nows that I'm finding for Select and Optic, it's going to be advantageous for both. I'm sure you're going to find deals in the buy it nows too, because there's just so much volume. If people want to sell the cards now, they've got to list it at or below the current comps, right? To get any traction in that eBay algorithm. Because now I'm going to move to the sold numbers, Ryan. So Optic. Yeah, go ahead.
Like I was like, when I was looking at that, so when I've been thinking about doing stuff in the eBay store that will be up, and when I post these 100 in the next 2 weeks, I'm anxious to try to get some in auction, but at the same time, I'm like, there's no way I can do that right now, because you really need to build the store's credibility up, I guess you'd say, where people know that you can have good, I think, feedback, but then they keep coming back and saying, he's got good product. Is it just a one-time thing? Because I put up some downtowns, and they went pretty quickly, and then I'm like, but I got to keep that. I think I made a mistake by not keeping things fresh in there, because people might watch and then they might not stop coming back and checking it out if it's not being updated, keeping fresh product in there. So that's kind of like where I came in, and I was like, man, I at least need to try to put something in there maybe a couple times, maybe 2 or 3 cards every day or something along that lines to kind of keep fresh stuff coming in there, to keep people coming back to see what's in there.
100%. It's from everybody I've talked to in our Discord over at patreon.com/footballcards. There's some guys, I think it maybe Mr. T or Tony's Cards. There's some guys I've been talking to that have been listing at least one card a day. And the eBay algorithm really likes that. It's kind of it's just like a social media platform. Honestly, if I were to make a video every day on YouTube, they would push me up in the algorithm to being more relevant on people's homepages and being recommended to people that aren't currently subscribed, but they watch, other sports card channels and stuff like that. So when people are going on eBay and they're looking for sports cards and they see that you're actively listing cards on a daily basis or a regular basis, and you've got good feedback and you're making sales, I think that they have a sophisticated enough system to kind of push you up in the search results based on that.
So that's going to be a good takeaway for me on this one, because even if I was able to list all that 100 in there in that one day, it would probably be more advantageous to list a few cards each day. Maybe pick a time each day, like in the evening, whatever, just throw in those few cards that I have to keep that algorithm. Yeah, that's close enough. Keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the way to go. It does take like a gargantuan effort at first, because once you're in the mode of taking the pictures and getting those listings going and comping, it's like greasing the groove, right? So it's like once you get in the mode of listing a dozen cards, and it's like, all right, I'm starting to get the hang of this. I'm starting to get more efficient. Now I can cut my time down to, 4 minutes a card. Yeah. And then, sometimes you got stacks like, I've got this stack of Jalen Hurts rated rookies. If I were to list those, it'd be easy to list a bunch of cards at once with the templates. And, you kind of want to grease that groove and get a bunch done at once. But then if you do that, you list for 4 hours and then don't list for weeks, like I am at right now, then, you don't get as much traction. I don't get as much traction on my eBay store when I don't list regularly. When I list regularly, I'm always getting messages. I'm getting traction, whether it's on the very low end cards, whether it's on some of my higher end cards. So I definitely think it makes an impact as an eBay seller to list more regularly. They're incentivizing people to utilize their platform more regularly in terms of listing cards.
That brings up a good point. Thanks, Chad, for the how to say algorithms. I appreciate that. But that brings up a good point that I had questions around, because we all know you want to, list cards that players that are hot and that are trending up, and, your rookies and whatnot. But when you're pulling these cards, you get a lot of cards from players that are not necessarily, like the hot rookie, if you will. Like, for instance, like Aaron Donald. Like here's an awesome Aaron Donald card. It's a pretty cool card. It's one of 25. But it's like I was like, oh, that's not a rookie. I don't know how this how will this do? But I guess there's a collector for everybody in there. And
100%. Aaron Donald's a Hall of Famer. Now he's got a ring. I mean, he's one of the best D linemen of all time, and he's still relevant because he's still actually playing. I'm sure looking back, he may have wanted to retire before last year, but it looks like he's going to give it another run now that the guys are healthy. Even though the defense is just absolutely decimated, he's really the only guy left there. Yeah, you've got a Hall of Famer. Aaron Donald's got a big market. That's a card you can list anytime. That's a card you can sell year round.
Yeah. But then, like, I guess you a lot of times when you get your signed stuff or whatever, it's not necessarily going to be like I'm like, okay, these some of them are really awesome. What was pulled, but then it's like, I guess you post them because I guess, like you said, there's going to be a seller for everyone. Then it's like trying to find how much you sell them for and stuff like that. So like it's easy to find pricing for the rookies and whatnot. But what do you try to do a buy it now and try to get a there's one, see that one's of 75 and it's sold for $2. Yeah. Then this one I hear is 25. Yeah.
Well, so you got one out of 25. You've also got multiple colors in your patch.
Mm-hmm.
So your card obviously looks better. I mean, it's hard to compare it to this because of this being a veteran card, right? It really is going to take that out of 25. I think you could sell it somewhere closer to this one that's out of 7. So somewhere around that $20 mark, right? This one out of 7 sold for 29. This one out of 75 sold for just a couple bucks. You do have a couple colors in there. It's tough to say, but like here's one, the Gold Sparks out of 10 that sold for 36. So yeah, this just confirms to me that yours would sell for somewhere around 20 to 25 bucks.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of, and then with that, you get a lot of second years and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of, it can be daunting for sure, but you just got to kind of start doing it and hammer it out.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'll tell you, the product's selling really hot right now, and I want to give you an idea of where it's headed. So right now, 2022 Select solds already to date, 31,400 sold Select items. That's excluding breaks. No breaks included in that number. Compared to 2022 Optics sold, Ryan, 82,164 Optic have sold in the past 90 days. The product hasn't been out that long. It's only been out for a few weeks. That's why I love comparing the Optic to the Select. Plus, it doesn't have Prism in the title, so I can exclude the hundreds of thousands of listings that people have Prism somewhere in the title, the description, somewhere that it pulls in. And
so Optic doubled it?
So my thought that is over the next couple weeks, this number for Select should increase to that of Optic, especially when you look at the number of listings. So I think we can expect approximately another 50,000 Select cards to sell in the next couple weeks. Now, to your point, you said this earlier, the base Select is not as popular as the base Optic, right? Because it doesn't have the rated rookie logo. I made the mistake of saying that the Concourse wasn't in this year based on an article that I read on Card Lines, which I'm not going to use their website again, but because clearly the Concourse is in there, as you can see right here, and it actually looks pretty decent this year. But this Concourse is nowhere near the same liquidity or popularity of an Optic Holo. This is a Select Concourse Silver, sold for 99 cents. Let's go find Taekwon Thorntons. It's not going to be a lot more, but I guarantee you it's going to be a little bit more than $1. And across the board, like as you get to more premium players, right, that's going to exponentially increase the difference between a base Concourse Silver. Like I saw Desmond Ritter base Concourse Silver sell for $20. Well, what does a base Optic Holo Desmond Ritter sell for?
Optic Holo, yeah.
I'm going to guess that it's somewhere around $50. Let's see if we can find one. Okay, here's one. It's $20. Doesn't have any bids yet, so not necessarily proving my point.
Yeah.
This may prove a different point. Okay, here's one that sold for $27.20. So it's about the same. Maybe a touch more, maybe a touch less.
The jury is still out, and that is for sure with Ritter, and you see that across the board.
Okay, here's one that's 34. So this is the other thing I was thinking. Well, Select has been out now for close to a month, so is the new product effect now wearing off? Whereas you have Select that's brand new, and the numbers, like the sold numbers.
Optic's been out a month, and Select has just come out.
Yeah. You still have like another 50,000 select cards to sell to even catch up to optics. So at this point, the supply differences are pretty big in terms of the sold items. So I think it's interesting to kind of go back to when optic was first released. You can see now we're back to June 2nd. Now we're seeing the $50, the $36 transaction. So it's also important to look at the length that a product has been out, because there's differences for when a product, the first 2 weeks it's out, it sells for a certain price, pretty much regardless of the player. Like it's going to be higher, like 3x higher, because it's just a new product on every single player. And then as it's out more and more, now that new product effect wears off, and it kind of balances out for the quality of the player to a mean, like a new normal average price point.
One of the interesting things that you said, one of the first few shows, when I told you I had all these downtowns, and you said, well, you probably want to get them up before the optic come out, because when optic comes out, that downtown will then kind of take precedence over the base Donruss downtowns. I never thought about that, and I was like, I'm really going to watch it this time and see what happened. And they like clockwork. It did exactly what you were saying. Like the base optic Donruss downtowns still pull a good amount, but they don't pull like they did because there's an optic downtown out there now. And so
for sure,
like,
man.
Having that hotter card or that newer card is now, I can't believe that the base changes as much as it did from almost 50 to now it's about somewhere between $20 and $23, like for the Ritter. That's a little surprising to me, but yeah.
So tell me about your XRC redemption story, because here's a Bijan Robinson in auction with 4 minutes left for $252, and with not knowing when this redemption will come back, that is definitely a little scary. So yeah. What do you got? What do you got for redemptions?
So I do have some. Well, I have a couple I have some redemption I'm still waiting on from like some. I can't think of the pits. I have some pits redemptions, and I have some Drake London redemptions. I'm still waiting on, so I've not seen hide or hair or anything about them. But one of the newer ones that I pulled as of recently is out of Donruss, out of Optic. I got a rated rookie RPS. I think I could show, as long as I don't show long as I scratch it off. But a George Pickens, and it's it's number 223. It's autograph hollow RPS. So that was one of the
your pulls from Optic, right?
Correct. And then the XRC, I got an XRC card. I was trying to see where I put it at. It's around your store, but I got XRC, but it was, oh man, I don't even remember the guy's name. It's a quarterback. It's a backup to the backup for the Saints. Hold on.
Backup to the backup. That's not good, because the Saints didn't spend any significant draft capital on any quarterback. I mean, Derek Carr is their starter, so
it was. I'll tell you exactly who it is. 1 second. It's and so you can look this guy up. His name is Jake Haener, Haener. I got the worst XRC ever.
Stone Cold, Jake Haener, man, stone cold, serious face. End of the 4th round from Fresno State, best comparable to Brett Ripien. Decent athleticism metrics, but not very good at Fresno State. And obviously that's not a very big college either. But at 6 foot 207 with pretty decent 40-yard dash and burst, I can see why he made it. And he threw for just over 4,000 yards in 2021, 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So that kind of helped him get there with pretty decent like touchdown to interception ratio. But what quality of defenses was he playing at Fresno State? Like, you University of Las Vegas or something. Like.
Yeah, and it wasn't numbered. I think they would tell you if it was numbered or whatever. I don't think it's numbered. And being a Falcons fan, the last person I would be excited about was someone from the Aints. But yeah, so that was my XRC. I'm not gonna lie. I remember opening that pack and I was just like, like kind of going through it and ripping it up. And then I was stoked. I saw like the edge of it and I was like, oh, I thought there's no way that I was gonna get one. I was like, I kind of was almost daydreaming, like whenever I bought the box, like, oh, it'd be cool if I got XRC out of here, But it wouldn't be cool if I got Bijan or something like that for the Falcons. And then when it came up, I was like, oh. So I pulled that and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's cool. I didn't know who he was at the time, so I'll still have to look him up. And then I did pull in the same pack. I pulled a zebra. So out of the same pack, so I get a zebra Fields.
Oh, very nice.
And that came out of the same pack. It's not numbered though, I don't believe. Yeah.
That's field level too.
Yep.
That's field level, baby.
So I'm still not real high or hip on all the different levels and what's how they're tiered.
Well, field level is the most rare tier, and then your zebra is supposedly a case hit.
Yeah.
Of that, so that's an incredibly rare card and insane hit. Like, man, that is going to be a sick card. That's going to fetch you a pretty penny there.
Which was cool. So imagine picking that pack up if you picked a pack of it and getting both of those.
I mean, the Garrett Wilson is at 230 with 5 days, almost 6 days left on it.
Yeah,
wow. See if they
I haven't looked at anything yet, so I don't even know.
I mean, the James Cook is at 110 with 6 bids, and it still has almost 5 days left on it.
That's a 1 of 1, though.
Yeah. The Rogers. No, they put eBay 1 of 1. Of course, it's that's a little marketing gimmick there from some sellers. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to say this is the only one on eBay, basically. But in the algorithm, it catches it. It can make it look like it's a serial numbered 1 of 1 when it's not even serial numbered at all. But we know it's a case hit. The black and white zebra stripe is very popular, especially with the new Bengals uniforms. Those Bengals players, man, you get a T. Higgins or a Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow out of that. It's going to be money. Okay, that was from last year. But I mean, it's look at a guy like Matt Judon. Now, Matt Judon plays for the Patriots. He was a top 5 in the NFL in sacks last year, so he's doing pretty good. Kenneth Walker, rookie. I'm trying to find something comparable because you have a second-year card.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was second year. So what is it? Did you type in Fields?
There you go. But oh man, that's a sick Jamar Chase card. It's hard to compare Jamar Chase when he's, top 1 or 2 wide receiver in the NFL with Justin Jefferson, and it kind of matches their new uniform scheme. And that's a cool picture, man.
That's not Justin Jefferson. It's Fields.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that Jamar Chase is number 1 or 2 next to Justin Jefferson in the NFL at the wide receiver position. So it's hard to make a comparison there when like that matches his uniform.
So you think that the actual look of the card actually will play into what the card will sell for?
100%. Here you go. Here's a good one though. Here's the Trevor Lawrence 510. So this is a great one. Trevor Lawrence is going to sell for more than Justin Fields right now. But I think that Justin Fields is not too far behind him. I would be looking to sell my Justin Fields probably.
Is that sold or is that for sale? Oh, that's ended?
This one is ended. Yeah, this one ended last week. But I would be knowing this and then looking at the chase that we just looked at, I would be trying to sell my Justin Fields around 400 to 450.
Yeah, for sure. I had no idea.
So yeah, that's a nice card, man. I think you can probably get around 400 to 450 for it.
Definitely a sweet card.
Now,
It's just
you
such a cool
could roll the dice. You could price it at 550, right? Or 599. And in anticipation that his hype continues to build, say you're not hard pressed to sell it right now. You put it in a buy it now. You let it sit there and marinate to the beginning of September.
Yep.
The Bears host the Packers week 1 at home in Chicago. All of a sudden, you've got a situation where if Fields comes out, he's got new weapons, DJ Moore, everybody's healthy. They've got a better offensive line this year. They've made some investments there. Now, all of a sudden, you've got a situation where Fields lights it up week 1. They beat the Packers at home in Chicago, which they haven't done in forever. That card goes up even more. Potentially, some crazy Bears fan goes and buys that card on the Sunday for closer to, who knows? I mean, it's such a rare card. It could go up closer to a G. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the upside there. At the same time, I say that's a little lofty. I would maybe list it for $5.99, $6.99 if you're not hard pressed to sell it right now, and see what happens at the beginning of the season. Because Fields, regardless of what people say, there's so much draft capital invested in him.
There's a lot of hype around there.
So desperate for a franchise quarterback. He's got such a long leash, and he's got such high rushing upside. He's got time to develop as a passer, and he's a great long-term player to invest in right now as well.
Yeah, it seems like, coming out after the season last year, this year they're kind of got a little more hype around it, I guess, if you will. So yeah, I'm not hard pressed to sell anything right now. So I definitely would like to get it get the best for what you can out of it. Now, with the George Pickens optic redemption card, would you go for the redemption, or would you sell it as is?
Oh no, George Pickens, sell it as is. Sell it right now. George Pickens has got a lot of hype. He's a highlight reel, man. The type of catches that he can make is the Odell Beckham type of catch. I mean, honestly, go look at that catch he made. It was like a Thursday night game. You'll find it. One-handed George Pickens catch from last year. It was, in a lot of regards, better than the one-handed Odell Beckham catch that made him famous. So, I mean, George Pickens has got a lot of fame right now, but the thing is, he's not a possession-style receiver. He's not going to be a ball hog. And the Steelers are in a very difficult division. And the more he ages, and combined with not producing, probably not even 1,000 receiving yards, I think he's going to get close, but I think he's going to have more like Gabe Davis-type numbers, and he's going to put up some crazy catches. You just want to go ahead and sell him now when he's got this crazy high hype, like he could be, the next Julio Jones or something. So just go ahead and sell him now. Steelers are also a rabid fan base, and they will pay a premium for a player like Pickens right now heading into a second year. So much ambiguity around the Steelers being so much better this year, and I do think they will be better. But let's face it, they're in the AFC North, man. They're playing the Ravens twice. They're playing the Bengals twice, and they're playing the Browns twice. Are you kidding me? This is going to be a bloodbath. So, I mean, I think you gotta sell that pick, and don't risk the redemption. It could take forever. George Pickens redemptions right now are going to be hot, or just George Pickens cards in period, and just take what you can get for the redemption.
I've seen a lot of George Pickens redemptions come back recently, so I figured he must have gotten a lot of his cards or signatures in, and so they must have them kind of stacked up. I was like, well, it might be good to send it now. I don't know. I've never done that. Because I was like, well, it might be good to send it now because it might just go ahead and come back pretty quickly if they got everything in stock currently.
If you can get it back before the season, I would say go for it. I don't think his price is going to be ever as high as it is heading into the second year. I think he's going to have a decent second year, but nothing special. And especially if you look at his route tree from last year, he's not a savvy route runner either. You know, he's not. He's none of those things, man. He's an outside clasher that can go up and make spectacular catches. You know, he's not a possession receiver. He's not an exquisite route runner. He's not going to be like this 150 target guy that produces a ton of production in the NFL. You know,
he's not going to be like a Chase then.
No, absolutely not. So that's why I'm saying you go ahead and sell that now. Plus, this is not a Super Bowl team. You know, it's just not. They'd have to get incredibly lucky for them to get there. And maybe some Steelers fans would disagree with me, but man, it's going to be a massive uphill battle for them. And the thing is, the hype is there right now. The speculation is there that the offensive line got better. The defense is going to be healthy. Plus, they invested a little bit into that. They always got great. You got a Hall of Fame coach, so there's always potential, just like the Patriots, you know. But at the same time, it's just going to be too difficult of an uphill battle for them to overcome. And he's not the player that's going to put up these crazy numbers. He's going to put up crazy highlights, catches, singular catches, but not like these massive. Like he's not going to be the wide receiver 1, 2. He's not even going to be in the top 10. Maybe not in the top 20.
Wow, you think so? I thought he would be, but I didn't get a chance to watch him a lot last year. So, yeah, Steven, on the what is it called, the super chat or whatever, is that what it is? $2 super.
Yeah, that's a super chat from Steven FL. Man, we really appreciate that. He says Calvin Ridley, ETN, and Kirk are buys on that Jacksonville Jaguars bandwagon. Love it. Yeah, Jags are ascending.
I invested heavily into Calvin right before the season ended when he got traded to Jacksonville, and I kind of saw what they were doing. I went in like hardcore onto Calvin Ridley. I picked all these up these are all Calvin Ridleys that I picked up that had signatures or rookies of his stuff, because I figured this year is going to be a guy. I picked up signatures for like $5 or whatever. I got another select one that I got a conundrum on. Kyler Murray. This is a concourse. It's a 1 of 5. But what type of return do you get on that?
Not much right now. I mean, the scarcity does intrigue me. Not gonna lie, 1 out of 5. But man, Kyler's stock is so low right now, the worst it's ever been in his career. He might not even play this year. Plus, the Cardinals are in total rebuild mode. I mean, they're now looking at being 2 to 4, maybe 5 years out from being a contender in their division, and it's not looking good for Kyler. I think that Kyler is a guy you could just buy September, October, so cheap. And I would be focusing on rookie, with this current market. But I'm curious to see something that scarce, what it could go for. The other thing is there's no color match there, Ryan, to the Cardinals.
Not at all. I mean, it's like,
let's see what I can find. Okay, well, here's a great, surprisingly, I do think you'll be able to get like $60 to $70, which is pretty interesting, because here's a gold out of 10 that sold for 57. So once again, scarcity at a certain point will trump the player's current projections, the player's current status. If there is a card incredibly rare, it will trump those other things, and it will still sell for a premium. But obviously, if this was Joe Burrow, we're talking it would have gone for probably $400, $500 as a veteran card. Still going for $60, that's impressive. That tells me that you could easily get 60. I would say you get 60, maybe a little bit more, 75, 80. And I kind of want to tell you to sell that now while the product's new. It's brand new. Why not take advantage of some of this new product hype and people targeting scarcity? Because football card buying as a whole is up right now. It is football card buying season. A lot of people are making bets, and they can see that they're getting Kyler super cheap, man.
They're buying to possibly flip for later on. This one's an optic one, but here's another veteran. a Jalen Hurts, and it's up 25. So like it's another veteran card, and then I'm like, well,
oh, that's sick, dude.
and it's up 25. So I'm like it's got to have a pretty good return on that one for sure. But I think the best time you're probably going to do something with him is right now. You wouldn't wait till next year, even though they're stacked, huh?
I mean that card, I feel great because let's face it, the Eagles,
They're
Super Bowl contender, man. They're Super Bowl contender. Yeah, they've got the best trenches on both sides of the ball in the NFL. And I think you're looking at an MVP season from Jalen Hurts. So, you know, this is going to be his year, man. There's no reason he doesn't absolutely smash this year. Probably the quarterback one overall in terms of total yardage, and with their win-loss record, he may be MVP, and obviously clear playoff and Super Bowl contender. So it's like, I mean, his hype is going to continue to increase as we head into the season. He may be a best flip heading into the season, but I think he's just fine
but that's
holding for January too.
Yeah, so I'm saying like some things you have to kind of like. So if you had if you were thinking, what are some players that you would probably hold on to now versus trying to sell? Because we've seen a lot of things that you're like, hey, let's go and put that up now, or let's go ahead and move that now. You're not going to find anything, but you don't want to do that with everybody. You want to have some cards that you're like stashing away for later on because you know that you have a good feeling on them. So I guess Jalen Hurts is like one that you're saying. What's a few others you might think?
Yeah, I agree. And I think you also have to take inventory of all the Jalen Hurts cards you have and say, okay, well, I've got this one out of 25. It doesn't matter how long this set's been out. This card out of this Black Pandora out of 25, this ultra rare insert, is going to be super valuable a year from now if I want to hold it. Whereas I've got these, maybe I've got some Concourse Silvers, or I've got some base donors rated rookies, things like that. I guess especially if it's not like rookie related, you could take advantage of some of that new product hype. Like I do think it makes sense to, if you've got profit in the card and you've got multiples of a card, like why not go ahead and move some of it and hold on to your most rare stuff for your best players that you do want to hold. Obviously Hurts is a hold. Joe Burrow, you want to do the same thing with. Justin Herbert, you want to do the same thing with. Tua, you probably want to do the same thing with it.
Tua?
Even though he's got a lot more risk. Yeah, man, if he's healthy, the upside is just incredible. If he's healthy, the Dolphins are going to be so good this year. Now, if Tyreek Hill can keep his butt out of trouble, the Dolphins are going to be so good, man. And if Tua's healthy, I don't know how they protect him. If they scheme more, just like, dude, just throw the ball. Don't take a hit. Don't take any kind of hits, right? You can't let his head hit anything.
Man, he's nerve-wracking.
It is nerve-wracking, but the upside is massive. And there are seasons where players go all season, they don't get injured. This team, they bring in one of the best defensive coordinators of all time in Vic Fangio, that a lot of people copy his scheme around the NFL. And they've added depth to all layers of their defense. So not only do they have this incredibly dynamic Super Bowl playoff contending offense with Mike McDaniels at the helm, and they add more speed and more depth, and now their defense is beefed up even more with one of the best defensive coaches ever. And it's just, I mean, that team's going to be incredible this year if Tua is healthy, and he's going to be a borderline top 10 quarterback if he's healthy. So there's a lot of upside there.
Yeah, I mean, man, he's like so much. He's the biggest gamble, I think, on the quarterback bandwagon or quarterback thing. It's like, because he will be such a boom or bust. If he's protected, he's doing well, he'll last, he'll do good. But if he gets knocked around and something happens, I don't want to say he's going to be susceptible to concussions, but he's going to be susceptible to concussions. We've already seen it.
Steven FL wants to call in. He's got another question here. I start up one from Oh no, yeah, it was a super chat. I think you had one more. No, Mr. T had a question earlier that I wanted to go back to as well. Steven said he just bought a Jalen Hurts optic rookie ticket. Nice, 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 nice. Base, of course. Okay. HGA 9.5 for 35 bucks. So I'm guessing this is non-auto. Like this is just rookie ticket. The 9.5 is really good because HGA I know is very strict on grading. So it's almost impossible to get a 10 from them. I mean, that's interesting for 35. I mean, I think you paid fair market value. I struggle to find the upside in that unless you cross that over to a PSA 10. I could see someone maybe paying 50 bucks for it as is, but I say if you cross it over to PSA 10, that would be ideal. And now all of a sudden you could potentially maybe potentially take that to like $100 card or something. Yeah.
So let me ask you, while you're looking through there, and like cards like Gabe Davis, it's a prism, right? Would you just do an auction on that and to try to like have stock there and for some folks to try to add to help out with shipping and whatnot? Because it's a nice card, it's a prism and whatnot. It's with the concourse, I think, or premier level. But I mean, you just start at the buck and do an auction on that.
Yeah, and it's a veteran, so it's not great. It's a base silver veteran card. Okay, you could do an auction, sell it for $1 or $2. What I like about that is you're gonna force a sale, I guess, maybe for $1. Plain white envelope, right? 62-cent shipping, and you're gonna start building up some sales activity on your store. Man, card like that though in veteran format that's just gonna be like it's gonna require more time from you than it's worth to sell the card, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, it's just that's a tough one. When his rookie product of that is gonna be right now just a couple dollars, max.
Yeah, it's saying that. I guess my thought was is when I get to buy a card and I'm gonna pay the shipping, I'll go back and look around and say, what other things can I just chunk in there that'd be cool? So I could chunk in that or this or that to just try to have extra stuff in there for people to buy like $1 card here or there to kind of pump the bill up a little bit. But I don't know how advantageous it is.
I think if Tua stays healthy, the Dolphins are going to win the division. Going back to Ryan's, I mean, that's incredible odds. So I get it with the Rodgers now on the Jets and the Bills still there and the Patriots always contending. I think that, I don't know. I think that the Jets, make sure Bob's not listening out there. Jets Crazy's not listening, but I think that the Dolphins are going to win this division if Tua's healthy all year long. And hey, maybe Mike White can come in clutch in the playoffs. I think I do. Going back to what you said, Ryan, though, yeah, we got to get some volume moving in the sold directions for your store, man. We got to get some volume moving, and I think you go for those like base silver cards. Yeah, sell them for $1 or $2, man.
Yeah, it could be
you want to get stuff
on those and stuff like that. You can knock out the picture really quickly, and
yeah, it's just those kind of cards I think are so much easier to just throw in like $1 bin and go like set up a table. Like I've got a lot of those cards, guys that aren't great. Like he's decent, right? He's like he'll have a spike game every once in a while and put up 100 yards, and he'll have a handful of touchdowns this year. Maybe he comes in clutch in a playoff game again. That's kind of what he's becoming infamous for. And somebody, maybe a kid sees that and they're like, oh, that's a really cool card. They want to pay $1 or $2 for it. Maybe you load up a bin with that kind of stuff and you go set up a table at a card show and that's what it's there for, Yeah,
because I have a lot of base stuff, man. I have so much base stuff and I started trying to find like schools that I could bring to try to make little packs to bring to schools to donate to kids so they kind of get them started on some things and whatnot. And I'll put rookies in there, and I'll add like a few cards in there so that they'll be excited about stuff. I put a couple parties in one and whatnot, just so that they'll find like, oh, I'll be all really stoked, So, but any way to kind of move things is kind of like where I'm at. Because I just have
100%, 100%. So I think we had some. Too. Yeah. Anything else really noteworthy that you pulled from your select?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got like my autos was like Adrian Hutchinson.
Nice, dude. That card is lit right now. I saw an Aiden Hutchinson 2022 select Aiden Hutchinson selling for some serious money. Was that just a silver? Is that serial numbered?
Yeah, it's one of 199. It's 8. It's not that right. There. This is a 75. This is Haskins.
Oh, Hassan Haskins.
Yeah, I get a bunch of him, and then like
he's RB3 now.
Yeah, Calvin Austin is that's one of those cool looking like.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit more steam now, heading in second year. Buried on the Steelers depth chart, but he's like a little gadget player. He's got some Kadarius Toney in him.
And some Bell.
Oh, David Bell. Yeah, he was a ghost in his rookie year last year. I'm guessing maybe he'll get a little bit more action this year. I mean, the thing is, Elijah Moore should take his opportunities, but we'll see.
Here's another veteran, Myles Garrett.
There you go. Now he's a top edge rusher in the NFL. I mean, he leads the league almost every year in sacks. He's up there. He's never been a true leader. I was actually looking at the leaders, but he's always racking up like 15, 16 sacks a year. He's top 5, easy.
And then like I said, I did a bunch of objects of the Burrow.
Now that is fire. That looks so cool.
That's of 10.
Oh, a gold, my house. Let's freaking go.
I got a couple of these parties that are purple that come out of the blasters. They're cool looking though.
Shock.
Those colors work together so well. Dalvin Cook is it's like I don't know what to think about him. This is a 35. Well,
get that listed. He'll pop whenever he gets signed, because honestly, if you think about all the free agent veteran running backs that are out there, Leonard Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott, Kareem Hunt, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's the best one out of the 4 of those. So
here's another.
He's going to get the deal first, and he may go to Miami. They're the front runner according to Vegas right now, Vegas odds. So if he goes to Miami, he just becomes part of that system that's like, yeah, let's go.
There's another auto of it's a defense, Kyler Gordon, but it's 1 of 10.
Okay.
But
you show.
What's that?
I said I remember you showing me that one. That one, yeah. I think as we've seen, man, any of these out of 10 gold cards are.
Yeah, so it's like if they're numbering it out of gold, that you're it's like sometimes it's not even, you don't see much about the player, even if the player is not so hype. But I have a lot of numbers stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of product. Some of these things are so damn cool looking though, like Breece Hall. Like the thing is so sick looking.
Yeah, that's a nice card, man.
Those cards are so cool. And I think that's what I enjoy checking these out, because they're just so damn cool looking. But that was probably the highlights as far as like big ones. I got some cowgirls that I don't really ever call them, but this one is of 75.
Oh, is that Trayvon Diggs?
No, it is Trevon. Oh yeah, Trayvon Diggs. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So But I don't know anything about the Cowgirls because I don't really like check them out.
The Cowgirls. Well, let's put it this way. There was a stretch for Trayvon Diggs in his second season where people were starting to compare him to Deion Sanders because of the amount of interceptions he was getting. He was on an incredible heater of consecutive games with interceptions. And he cooled way off, but he's still a solid corner. I mean, he's still like a top 10, top 15 corner in the league. He's pretty solid. So
Tolbert.
Oh, my man, Jalen Tolbert, one of my flag plants from last year, rookie season. He's the quintessential small school, great athletic profile, but didn't gain the coach's trust and didn't earn the role, which I don't know is not saying much with Mike McCarthy, but didn't learn the playbook fast enough. They weren't impressed with him last year in the rookie season, so he remains a deep sleeper. And they added Brandon Cooks, and Michael Gallup is healthy, so I don't expect Jalen Tolbert to get much playing time again this year. He's gonna maybe need to make himself useful in special teams like Ashton Doolin, and
one of the I know you're high on this guy. This is not optic or select, but it's Prism.
Hey, got you. I love the scarcity of that too, man. The red check, you gotta flip that heading into the season. You gotta get that sucker listed first, man.
Yeah. That one came out of a blaster, and I got an auto recently.
Yeah. The Howl's sick.
Yeah, I think I got a couple of autos of Howl as well too. So I just got to get them listed up.
Well, I don't know if you watched the mail day, but get those Howls listed, man. He is a definite flip. They are not necessarily committed to him, right? There's a very, very easy path for him to be benched for Jacoby Brissett.
No, Haskins. This is an auto one though.
Man, Haskins has a solid profile, but of course he's behind Derrick Henry. Now he's behind Tajay Spears, who profiles better than Haskins. So Haskins is a deep sleeper. There was another guy that used to be on the Titans named Darrington Evans, also had a great athletic profile and never did a damn thing. So Haskins reminds me of him, but time will tell. We'll see. He's still young.
But I don't, like I said, I think as far as the quality of what was being pulled, Optic seemed just to tip its cap a little bit more than Select. But Select products, it looks so quality. It's a very good looking card, and I think that's one of the reasons why it'll move well. It's a good looking card for sure. Their cards are just awesome looking. There's a lot of thought that goes.
What about the quality in terms of like the thickness compared to Optic? Are you?
Yeah, they're noticeably thicker than that. They're almost like 55 point almost in some cases. And I don't know, they're very close as far as quality. Right? I haven't looked at surfaces as much, but them coming out of packages and stuff like that, it seems like I haven't seen much. I didn't get much problems out of the Select. I had a few problems out of Optic. I had a couple of ones that are jacked up. And who was the other one? Mosaic. And when I was doing Mosaic had a lot of crummy cards that came out of their packs. So that's I think it is that upper echelon. You have Mosaic, Select, Optic, and Prism. And out of those four, Mosaic seemed to have the most crummy of product coming out with issues.
Interesting.
I sent back a Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi. I think of 1 of 100 signed auto with the jersey in it, because it had just like huge, massive scratches on it. And I was just like, what? But then I'm like, are they gonna be able to replace this thing, or what are they gonna try to do? Give me stupid points on it? Like, I didn't want none of that. I don't want points. I want the card back. So I don't know if I should have sent it off or not.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Probably shouldn't have. But I don't know. You got time. You got time. Maybe you get it back.
Yeah, I don't know if they, I have had no, after sending stuff off, I've not got anything back from anything yet, whether it be redemption or what it was. I haven't got anything back yet. I don't know if you hear my dogs going crazy back here, but they're going insane, if you can hear that or not.
No, I can't hear it, but we're at the 1 hour 90-minute mark.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you real quick before I let you go, Ryan. I know you're going to be really trying to list cards. I am too. I'm seriously like one thing I do, Ryan, is I leave the cards stacked up in front of me that I haven't listed. So it's starting to the stack is starting to interfere with my workspace, and I'm gonna have to do that. So yeah, I am gonna do an underdog draft after we sign off on of here.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do an underdog draft for anybody that's interested. We'll start up a different. I'll start up a different stream so that way we can.
Hey, I'll be down to do that with you for sure.
Okay. So I want to ask you, what's your plans for the next 2 weeks in terms of like buying cards to rip? Are you going to continue buying more boxes to rip? Or are you going to really focus on just listing cards now? Or are you going to maybe target some singles?
So I am switching to now. I feel like I've got my ripping out of the way. I do have lined up. I think I have like a few more. I think I have like just a couple more object hobby packs I'm picking up from the shop that they're holding for me, and then they found a box of Phoenix from this year. And so they're giving me a good deal on a box of Phoenix. And so, but my goal is to try to, I need to get these things listed. I need to get it up because I'm getting nervous that the season's coming up on us. And there's like this window right now. I think I can get things loaded and kind of if you look at it long-term, I need to get people knowing my store so that when the season comes around, they understand that I'm there. You're going to have new, fresh things coming up.
There you go. I like it, man. I like it. I dig it. So you want to hop into Underdog Fantasy Draft with us?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to do one? Okay, cool, man. Are you signed up, like ready to go?
I signed up with did it last year with you. On one of the other ones, you're looking for someone to fill it, and I filled it last minute. But I don't know if it's the same one. I think it's something. I never went back and checked. To be honest with you, I got to try to pull it up.
Yeah, so let's just pull it up, log into underdogfantasy.com. They're actually our only partner of the show. With promo code QUEST, you get that 100% instant deposit bonus up to $100 instantly in your account. Right now, they've got their Chihuahua but Superflex right on the homepage. So when you get logged in, underdogfantasy.com, you just right on their homepage, they're going to have this I don't know why I wanted to say chalupa. Chihuahua. Yeah, a little bit. Chihuahua, but Superflex. It's a $4 entry, so you can literally do a ton of these. And first place is going to be 25 grand at the end of week 17. Now this one is Superflex. It's still a half point PPR, half point per reception, but instead of that third wide receiver, now you have a one quarterback, two wide receivers, and a Superflex spot. All the focus is on the draft. No waiver wire, no start-sit decisions. The roster gets optimized on a weekly basis to give you the most points per position. So it's a beautiful, just absolutely fun focus on the draft. Understand the values of players. This one's going to prioritize quarterbacks. So it's got a lot of correlation to the hobby.
Since we had a log in.
Right now, what we find is that players going undervalued in these drafts a lot of times are then going undervalued on eBay as well in their rookie card market or even their rare veteran card market. And so we kind of use that as ammunition to pin down a guy and say, hey, I want to go hunt down some of this guy's rookie cards. He's going way undervalued in this fantasy draft, which right now, like I said, is an indication.
All right. So I got logged in.
Okay.
I have $15 in my account. I did something with you some time back. I did it and I never checked back on it. So I don't even know. I might have
Well,
started.
you only need 4 for this one, brother. So
All right. So I'm logged in. So what do I
don't
do?
hit enter yet.
So
Don't
go to
hit enter yet on the Chihuahua, but look for the little Chihuahua. About
okay.
Superflex.
Hold on.
All right.
Let me find it. All right. Okay. Chihuahua Superflex. I see it. Yeah.
Now we're gonna hit enter at the same time, Ryan. I'm gonna count down. I'm gonna count down from 5, and then we're gonna hit enter after I count down. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna hop in at the same time so we get in the same draft room. All right.
All right. So tell me when
You ready?
All right. Countdown.
All right. 5.
Hold on. You're gonna say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, or what?
Yeah. What I want to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter, and then when I say enter, we enter. All right.
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter.
All right. Did I get
It's
in?
got 3 spots open, guys.
Yeah. Let's go.
Go. 1 spot open.
So you must have got the same one then.
That's what we're ideally trying to do, so we can draft against each other.
Because mine says 1 open. Or well, no, I guess we're going now.
Yep. It has started. It's got a minute till it actually starts. We got Derek in here. Oh, I see our man Scaladesi out there. That's Steve, the eBay Hitman from our Thursday night show. We got Rhinoverse right there at the 1.6. Pizza Turtle, Alex Savvy, myself at the 1.3. It's Foamy, Pipsy Cola, and
this is my first draft to do. So is there any this year? Is there anything different? Is this just like a normal fantasy draft?
Well, it's a Superflex fantasy draft. So I don't know if you've ever played in a Superflex league before, but it gives you the ability to start 2 quarterbacks if you wanted to. And in that Superflex spot, you can start anything you want. It is 6-point passing touchdowns. So with that, the quarterbacks 100% are going to be prioritized. You can see the draft board here scrolling across the top. The quarterbacks are going to go pretty quick here.
Gotcha.
And that's just because, quarterbacks have a much easier path to put up 30 to 50 fantasy points on a weekly basis. If you could start 2 of them, all of a sudden it's like, whoa. Now, Josh Allen at the 1.1, that's a reach. I was hoping to get Jalen Hurts myself. Now I've got to go Patrick Mahomes. That's a pretty easy decision in my eyes. I mean, yeah, you can make a case for Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, even Justin Fields. He had 1,100 rushing yards last year if he takes a step forward passing. Trevor Lawrence, you're on the clock at 6.
Yeah.
But you can see the first 5 picks have all been quarterbacks.
Yep. So it's I guess. I'll go ahead and try this.
So now it's like, do you pivot and take the best wide receiver, or do you continue on the quarterback train?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with this trend since my first one. But I don't see where's the pick button at? Well,
if you have all the players, you can either star them up and move them over here. But when you expand their little, their name, that little drop down arrow next to their ADP and the bye week,
gotcha.
Then it'll show their stats from the last couple of years, and it'll have a big draft button there.
All right.
I'm going to pull up this. The first 8 picks have all been quarterbacks. Derek finished the quarterback run with Trevor Lawrence. So there's a clear teardrop. You're looking at the top 8 hyped quarterbacks basically to enter the NFL this year. I mean, that's how close the correlation is right now between Superflex and the hobby. Patrick Mahomes obviously has your most expensive rookie cards,
and I was looking at T-Law for a minute. I was like, yeah, but then I was like, Fields will probably run. So So he had more.
I like both of them. Trevor Lawrence, Jags have a tough schedule this year, and they're going to be aggressive. Doug Peterson's a very quarterback-friendly coach, and people expect Calvin Ridley to kind of walk back out and be good again. I don't know if that's the case. He's taking a lot of time off, and I don't know if he stayed in shape or was he like chilling, playing on FanDuel or Underdog Fantasy. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's pretty primed. I think he's kind of he's looking to come back and prove a point or something.
Well, that's what I hear, but hey, looks like Ryan Childress is in. He's RDS CIV. Let's see where you're at. Oh, okay. Ryan Childress as RDS CIV. Awesome, man. All right, you back on the clock.
Yeah, see. That's quick.
Yeah, you can see Derek DBO68 got the little red and white shields, means he's highly experienced. He's won a bunch of money.
Weird here, just to see what happens.
He's kind of like our resident expert. Dude, I'm loving that pick. I don't know what the ADP is for Geno right now. I'm back on the clock.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. I was like, well, yeah, we'll see how this is.
Kelsey's gone, so I can't even stack Mahomes with Kelsey. I might as well. Now, this one's interesting, like a totally unproven rookie. But I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins because he's got the best wide receiver in the league, and their defense is absolutely terrible. So I think, once again, you're just going to see ungodly passing volume from Kirk Cousins. He's probably going to throw the ball a career high, like 700 times this year. And he's got an arm, man.
And he's fired up.
He's going to throw a lot of touchdowns, dude.
I don't think he wants his career to be wasted,
No, he doesn't. But the thing is, their defense is so bad, they're just not going to be able to contend deep in the playoffs. So I look at him as a great fantasy asset, though. Like every year, he's a top 10 quarterback, and there's just so much uncertainty with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, if this Foamy doesn't pick Anthony Richardson, I'm going to be super tempted to get him here. Although these, oh man, it's but dang, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown out there, Devontae Adams. Dude, this is tough.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's it's a lot of unproven right there with Richardson.
Yeah, there's just so much rushing upside. There's so much rushing upside. I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown just because I think he's got wide receiver 1 upside in his path. I feel confident in my quarterbacks. I get why I could have maybe done it. And I do think in this format, you want 3 quarterbacks. I mean, let's face it, Anthony Richardson, he's got the same type of profile upside as Jalen Hurts. I mean, you look at their head coach, he's the former offensive coordinator for the Eagles. He knows how to build around a rushing quarterback and a run-pass option. I mean, Anthony Richardson, by all accounts, could be a better rusher than Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields.
They're trying to pick Waddell. I don't see how – I want to pick it. Dang it. What did it pick me? I was trying to pick Waddell. I don't understand how that thing worked. Damn.
You're trying to pick Waddle?
Yeah.
What are you on your phone or your laptop?
No, I'm on my computer, but it just was not opening up for whatever reason. I don't know why. I guess I was pushing the wrong button or something. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, well, you could have always starred them up. You could always star them up, and if your time runs out, it'll draft whatever guy you've got starred up.
Son of a bee.
So that's one thing that I've had to learn the hard way because I'll be over here talking, messing around with this, blah, blah, not have anybody start up. If you have nobody start up, it's just going to draft a guy off the top. But if you at least star up a guy, now all of a sudden, worst case scenario, your clock runs out, you'll get the guy starred up, Now,
why? It's weird. It's so weird. Let's see here. I don't even want this guy started up. Okay. Receiver.
Devontae Adams doesn't have a quarterback though. Yes, all day Ryan Childress taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're going to have exponentially more red zone opportunities. They've also got a top 5 offensive line. They've also got a great pocket passer in Jared Goff. The thing is, Jimmy Garoppolo may be decent at best. He may be Derek Carr equivalent, but he's not going to have much protection. He's got a high fragility rating. If you're going to, bank on the quarterback behind him, Jared Stidham's not there anymore. You got a rookie by what's his name? Like he was not. I mean, there's no significant draft capital spent.
How did you do your draft board like that? Let me see here. I gotta situate my how it looks up here. My thing's all jacked up. Let's see here.
Brian Hoyer is a bust. Aiden O'Connell is the guy I was thinking of. Aiden O'Connell, third string behind Jimmy Garoppolo. You've also got a pretty bad offensive line. And then you go and you look at the splits last year between Devontae Adams. I'm not discrediting Devontae Adams at all. Of course, he's got wide receiver 1 upside. He's one of the best wide receivers to ever play in terms of route running.
Is there PPR or what is it?
Half point PPR. Last year, Devontae Adams puts up 100 receptions, 1,500 receiving yards, and 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, he took my spot.
Wide receiver number 5, 19.7 fantasy points per game. Got this, Ryan.
Damn it. Where's draft button? Talked about it, so I'm gonna go with him. I had Devontae Smith there first, but the guy picked me for me. Yeah, he's that. Mine's. This is the first draft I've done, so I'm gonna be a little rusty as I'll get out here. I need to see what's going on with mine. With Harris, man. I don't know. Is he gonna be worth a hoot or what?
Who's going to be worth a hoot?
Is Naheem Harris going to be worth a hoot or what?
Sorry, say that one more time, Ryan.
Najee Harris, whatever.
Oh, man, he's all right. He's going to get there by volume, probably decent, but his efficiency's been terrible. And I know that a lot of that has been offensive line play, and maybe by them improving the offensive line, his efficiency gets better because a lot of the plays he was just getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Can you get behind Love? God, man, I don't know about to do what it did. I have Jordan Love is so. Who knows? Because I'm looking at some other things too. I'm like, man, I'm thinking ahead here.
No, so Amon-Ra does have, I think, a higher upside potential this year specifically than Devontae Adams. That's my take based on the offense.
The only thing with Amon-Ra is the guy across the on the other side of the field from him. What's his name? Jameson Williams, is it?
Yeah, he's suspended for the first 6 games.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that. So.
Yeah, he's suspended for the first 6 games. He's gotten very little opportunity thus far. He's proven that he's a knucklehead. And I'll take Jerry Jeudy here. He's proven that he's a knucklehead, and Amon-Ra is involved in virtually 100% of the snaps. He's going to take a lot of snaps out of the slot. He's going to take a couple handoffs. They're going to move him outside. He's going to be all over the place, man. He's going to go deep more this year. His role's going to be expanded even more. I mean, the guy is just. I mean, he's incredible. So his role is going to be even bigger this year. They're going to rely on him more. They're going to be a more competitive. They open against the Chiefs, so the NFL as a whole is high on the Detroit Lions this year.
Really?
They have one of the best offensive lines in the league now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a homer pick here.
So you got to kind of read between the lines. The NFL is projecting a lot of shootouts and high-profile games from the Lions, and there's going to be a lot of negative game script for the Raiders too. But the quarterback play there is subpar at best,
and Hawkinson's way
and
up.
the offensive line is bad. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. No, I dig it, man. I dig it. I love to have these player debates. It's all speculation right now.
Yeah.
Bosquan, what do you think? Think Justin Fields is going to be a top 10 quarterback this year, Ryan?
It's man, I don't know about this.
You took him as QB6, so
I
you
know,
better say yes.
I know, but when I think about it, he's so squirrely. Like I'm just like, he has a lot. He's a very good athlete. I don't know if he's well enough put together to be able to spread his athleticism across the field and be able to make opportunities for himself by using his teammates. You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be able to utilize what he has around him so that he can use his skills to make, significant strides? Or
he's got to take a step forward in the passing department.
Yeah. I mean, he uses his feet a lot and stuff like that, which is great. As I said, he's a very good athlete, but
yeah,
is he gonna? He's not the passer that I'm used to watching for sure.
So let's see. So the Raiders' offensive line is ranked 19th out of 32 by Pro Football Focus. That's down 9 spots. And according to them, the group overachieved last season, and it's tough to see it projecting far above average on paper. And then if you look at the Bears, they are actually at 21. They've invested some rookie capital, they've shuffled some guys around. They'll be making changes to 4/5 of their starting offensive line this year. This is big because this is a big reason of why Justin Fields scrambles so damn much. He got sacked a lot in his rookie year and didn't do great. The Bills at number 22 is why I don't take Josh Allen, number 1 overall. They're also going to be running heavier packages this year. They want to become more of a run-balanced team, power running game. That's why they picked up Damian Harris. I see a lot of negative game scripts there for the Bills as well because their defense did get a little bit worse on paper, but
it's be interesting to see how Pierce does, man.
Hey, there's your guy, DJ Moore. At this point, what pick are we at? I need to go 71. Just go ahead and get my guy, J.K. Dobbins. Probably one of my favorite running backs values this year, man. J.K. Dobbins. So you talk about Najee Harris being so inefficient as a first-round draft pick. I mean, the guy is basically like, Joe Mixon on the Steelers, but younger. When you kind of look at their profiles and everything, big dudes, like thick, so just over 6 foot, like 232, big guys, solid draft capital.
Go grab this little pooch. I'm gonna put on auto for just a second and see how.
All right, grab the pooch.
Back in time here.
Okay.
Right back close.
Let's see what we got here. I love the odds on the Dolphins winning the division. That was sick. I actually think that Dobbins could be much better in PPR this year with Ted Monken as their offensive coordinator.
Ugh. Running back. Turn off my autopilot here.
DeAndre Hopkins is likely going to the Patriots. Man. Alexander
Is he going to go to
Madison
Pats?
could get there by volume. Let's go Madison because I got Cousins. Say what, Ryan?
Said, is he planning? Is he supposed to go to?
Yeah, I think they're the front runner. I think they're the front runner right now. It's either the Titans or the Patriots. I can't see him going to the Titans. I think the Patriots have the lead in the clubhouse right now, so to speak, with DeAndre Hopkins. I think it makes a lot of sense too with Bill O'Brien, their offensive coordinator. So he get paired back up with his head coach for the Texans, where he put up his best seasons of his careers, right? And you always have the chance of the Patriots actually being contenders and him making a big impact there on a big team. So I think it, for a lot of reasons, it makes a lot of sense, and that's why I'm buying Mac Jones rookie cards right now. One of the big reasons. And I think he'll be an easy flip once DeAndre Hopkins signs. You can flip him heading into the season.
There's nothing like adding a good receiver like that and really, unlocking some potential with the quarterback.
Yeah. So going back to Najee, like I think he'll get there by volume, right? He's not been great in terms of efficiency. Now, when you compare him to a guy like Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins, so Bush Leaguer said J.K. Dobbins not good in PPR format, like a full point per reception because he doesn't get receptions. But the Ravens have a new offensive coordinator this year in Todd Monken, and when you go back and look at the Georgia offense that Todd Monken ran, and then before that he called plays for the Cleveland Browns. And if you go back to Nick Chubb's second year in the league, he had 36. He had a career high in receptions, 278 receiving yards. So it comes down to Ted Monken running this offense for Baltimore. It's going to be way more creative. J.K. Dobbins is going to be on the field more because he is their best running back playmaker. So it's wheels up for J.K. Dobbins this year in terms of rushing, in terms of receptions. I mean, this guy's been one of the most efficient running backs in the league, and now he's fully healthy. It's time for him to absolutely smash this year in this offensive system.
He was hurt real bad in his rookie season, right?
It was training camp. It was preseason, 2021. Bushleger said, just to be clear, he loves Dobbins. Like Hopkins too, man. So Hopkins, wherever he goes, is going to be an alpha. And Steva, he's going to be an alpha. And it was interesting that Hopkins balled out when he came back after the suspension last year. But he's not getting he's getting a ton of respect. Let's put it this way. He's not generating a ton of separation. Like, he doesn't have the burst and the explosiveness that he had in his earlier years, but he's still got the crazy catch radius, the crazy ability to win contested catches. And then because of how good he was in his earlier years, Ryan, defenders are giving him the largest average cushion. They're giving him the largest cushion, the most space in the league. That's how much respect he's getting from defensive backs. So if he gets that, I mean, wherever he goes, he's going to be an alpha. Like, he got a ton of time. He immediately stepped back in and was like, he never stopped playing, never went anywhere.
Man, yeah, I feel discombobulated. I've never done a draft this early in the season. I'm still trying to catch up on all the news, stuff like that. Like, what's going on here? Who's what? It's funny.
I've been doing drafts since the Super Bowl ended.
So yeah, I know. I've been watching you.
I'm going to go ahead and stack Jordan Addison, the new wide receiver 2, with Mr. Kirk Cousins. Ba-bam. Now we're gonna do this play right here. Bink on the way back, unless I get sniped. If I get sniped, then we're gonna maybe pivot and I'll just pick up Swift. I'll even take a your guy Desmond Ritter's still out there.
Yep.
Wow.
I know how unhype you are on him.
9th round, man. Oh, so this is what I was gonna tell you earlier. Oh wow, I got my pick of the litter here. It's hard for me to pass up on a stack opportunity with Mahomes, and the upside is it's legit. It's legit for Kadarius Toney this year. So I can't deny that. You know, can't deny that. I got to go with the stack opportunity there with Toney. But I was gonna say is the Falcons have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year. I don't know if you realize that.
I have not seen. I think I heard this recently, but dang it! Where am I at here? Oh, it's getting tight, yo. Oh, none. Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's getting tight right now. I haven't done any study on this. Yeah, I heard you say this before, and they need it.
Yeah. So okay, so hear me out, right? They've got the easiest schedule in the NFL this year. They've got the number 7 ranked offensive line in the league. That's big, man. That's big. You've got a top 10 offensive line. You just spent a top 8 pick on the best running back prospect to come out arguably since Adrian Peterson. And
yeah,
now you guys have the easiest schedule, a top 10 offensive line. You also have a one of the top tight ends in the league in Kyle Pitts. You have one of the top wide receivers in the league in Drake London, both super young. Hopefully Kyle Pitts should be 100% healthy. And then you combine the fact that your defense is actually legit, could be highly underrated.
Yeah, their defense they've been focusing on a lot. I know that.
Yeah.
I've been watching them build on that all off season.
The defense could be absolutely legit when you look at adding Jesse Bates at free safety, who was a stud for Cincinnati Bengals. They couldn't afford to keep him. Like, they would have kept him. They just couldn't afford to pay him and pay T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, everybody else, right? So he's actually ranked 24th out of 88 in safeties. AJ Terrell is, top half of the league in terms of defensive back on the outside. You have a very good linebacker in Caden Ellis.
I mean, they're one of the biggest things that Smith was wanting to do was to change the image of the defense, because they've always been seen as a soft defense.
Yeah. Calais Campbell, a top interior defensive lineman in the league, top 15. And then you got Grady Jarrett. I mean, you guys have serious potential on defense with the easiest schedule and this loaded offense now. So even if Ritter is just decent, I think you guys could make a run at the division, a very soft, weak division in the NFC South. So you guys can make a run at it. I would be excited if I was a Falcons fan this year. And I mean, from that's what I'm saying. Like, from that thought alone, I may want to buy a Desmond Ridder rookie card.
Look at you. Look at this guy. After all the poo-pooing I heard.
I've been poo-pooing him all off season.
I've been poo-pooing him.
I still don't think he's going to be good, but I think he may be okay enough to get the Falcons to the playoffs with this schedule and everything else they got going on. Because we know Arthur Smith's a very creative run play caller, and he's going to scheme Bijan Robinson like crazy. But that should, yeah.
Having Arthur Smith as a coach has been I've really dug the way he's done things. Like I was like, yeah, it's been really cool to see what he's doing over there. I like his demeanor and how he carries himself. They kind of went someone a little bit different. They always try to go for, I don't know. It's like the coaches are always these well put together, well looking dressed coaches or whatever, and they kind of went after someone like, this guy's just a dog. Like he's just going to go there and he ain't worried about like poo-poo frills or anything like that. He's going to go there to just really try to get that dog mentality out of everyone. At least I hope that's what he's doing. Because the defense is, I'd love to see the defense get some stank on them. Hey, dog. Don't do that. That's how you become dog food. I got a new pooch over here. It's trying to tear things up. You wanted to see some stuff that I pulled for Ritter. I pulled this out of Limited. Let's see. I pulled this out of Limited.
Oh, nice. Are you hedging any of your Ritter with Taylor Heineke? Or you probably pulled all those Ritters out of packs, right? So it's like not a big deal, huh?
Yeah, I pulled them out of the pack. Yeah, I bought there was one pack of Limited left that had been sitting on the shelf for a few months, and I was like, hey, and they're like $100 a pack, and I was like, you want to just get rid of that pack? And so they made me like a really, really, I think he sold to me for like $40 or something like that, and that happened to be in it, so it was cool. Like just 3 colors in there. It's 1 of 50, 49. There's the optic one. Who's that? Is that you?
Yeah, I'm up. I'm kind of like this. I'm gonna take Derek's guy there in Buffalo, Damian Harris. I feel very bullish about him putting up double digits. I got a gut feeling, man, he's gonna go back to that 2021 Patriots season with the Bills having a heavier offense, like a lot more 12 and 13 personnel, heavier packages, like trying to deploy a more run-heavy game. And I think you can kind of read the tea leaves there, especially with how Stephon Diggs is disgruntled. I think that's all part of why he's disgruntled, because he knows that his target share is going to go down a little bit, like his total number of targets.
Stop.
And he's just overall salty that he hasn't gotten a ring yet. But I really like Damian Harris this year at value.
Go.
Did you draft? You get your guy? Is that what you're going for, Jameson?
Yeah.
Okay, I see you got James Cook too. So you got the other head of the running back monster there in Buffalo. I see you got your guy George Pickens, your redemption buddy.
Yeah, redemption buddy. Yeah.
Got George Pickens in the 9th. Got Pacheco in the 8th. Okay. Got Kyle Pitts in the 7th. There you go. You got a little Atlanta.
Yeah, I had to get some homer picks up in there, you know.
Drake London. Where's the Ritter? Oh, he's already gone. He went at 109.
Yeah. Can't go over homer. Check this one out. I pulled this one.
Oh, that's a nice. Are you going to keep that one?
So I haven't decided yet.
Ride that one.
I've been. It's a 1 of 15. This is just a normal like whatever, and this is a cool obsidian. It's not. It's a Vic, but I don't know what you can. I gotta get my.
He says that's a Mike Vick.
Yeah, that's a Mike Vick. Yeah. Someone gifted this.
I like Obsidian.
Yeah.
Man, why can't they put some more colors in that patch? Like, geez, I don't even care if it's Mike Vick's jersey, which I doubt it is. So it's like, dude, Panini. Yeah, find some better patches, because we know that you're not putting the right players' patches in the cards anyway. So just cut out the good parts of the patch and throw the rest away. Seriously.
Yeah, just put the shield on there or whatever it is.
Yeah, put the plain color patches in the base, like Donruss jersey cards and stuff like that. Like, you know, there's all kinds of sets that they have like really base jersey patch, non-serial number. Put all the base color stuff in that, but like you get a nice Obsidian card or something, like why ruin it with this big old plain napkin patch? I mean, put some color in that thing.
So where's your what bucks you going after here?
Oh, yeah, well, I am I'm fantasy agnostic. I don't have a I think like the first couple of years I played fantasy, I always had to have some Buccaneers, and sometimes I still do. Like I still find myself not really reaching on Mike Evans or Chris Godwin or even Rachaad White, which I know the efficiency concerns are there with Rachaad White too. So, but I mean, I will get them at value, but I'm a realist and I'm fantasy agnostic. So it's like I'm all about optimizing my fantasy roster and getting players at value and trying to win money. And my Buccaneer players don't always fit into that mold. Yeah. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, Derek said it right. Homer picks will kill you.
Yeah.
They can certainly kill you. I've been there before. That's why I don't go out of my way to pick any of my guys. I almost feel somewhat I just don't feel good about it at all. Especially this year. You know,
get some way. Y'all are gonna. So I mean,
I gotta see it to believe it. I gotta see Baker Mayfield's career resurrect with Dave Canales to believe it, man. I'm gonna
Mayfield, man.
Make them prove it. Oh, that was a great pick by Alex Savvy, Devin A-Chain there at 141. Nice pick.
Let's do this. I got something here to open, so let's open something. Let's see if anything comes out.
I'll take a flyer here on Kincaid. I guess.
Who'd you go with?
Dalton Kincaid, the first round draft pick from the Bills this year. They don't even know how they're going to use him yet. And he's not a great run blocker. He doesn't profile as a very good run blocker, like Darnell Washington or something, or Michael Mayer. So I don't know how they're going to use him. Like he's very much a receiving tight end, and they paid Dalton Knox all this money. So I don't know if Dalton Kincaid's going to be like on a red shirt deal. He could be a very underwhelming rookie tight end. Or he could be solid. Like he could be Dalton Schultz from 2 years ago.
Oh, look at that. So, got a little handcuff action there. What do you think of Taysom Hill? That dude.
Yeah, I think he's got spike week potential. I think he's good for best ball.
He's so he irks me.
He irks you?
Irks me, yeah.
Because of being in the division?
He's annoying he just annoys me. Can't stand it. It's like just like I'll see him playing and I'm like, y'all know he's gonna run this ball. Just please, just blast him. Knock that silly grin off his face. You know what he's gonna
Yeah,
do?
he's
He's gonna.
stout, man.
He's a big old boy. I tell you, he's definitely got that corn-fed situation going on.
For sure. Yeah, he is a big old boy. And they've got him. I mean, he's a gadget player, man. They've got him lined up all over the field. I mean, you just
Definitely
never know.
utilizing.
Yeah, I mean, the offense isn't very creative, so you can kind of see whenever he's coming.
Yeah,
You
when
know,
he goes
Derek
out
Carr
there,
ain't
that's the
running the
thing.
ball.
Their defense can't be like that. I mean, their offensive line can't be that good to where he can make all this. It's like just get in on him. Like,
I mean, he's almost as thick as an offensive lineman.
he's a big old dude. Yeah, I get it.
No, the Saints' offensive line is bad. They're number 24 out of 32.
I keep hearing all this stuff that I guess that Brady's partial owner of the Raiders.
That's right. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, is he going to come out and play for him?
That's a
That'd be so weird.
possibility. Don't rule it out.
He would have to give up his spot though, right?
I don't know. I think Steve kind of looked into it, and I think a couple guys kind of looked into it. I don't think there was anything illegal about him playing as a minority owner. But I don't know all the details. I'm pretty sure that's what Steve told me, though. Somebody told me that I trust.
He's got to be so bummed that he didn't make it to the 49ers.
If that's where he wanted to go. I don't know, though, because Kyle Shanahan likes to control the offense so much, and he would not have let Tom Brady throw the ball 700 times like he did the last couple of years in Tampa, where he literally, ran the offense more or less. So,
well, I just said because that was his favorite, growing up. That was where his heart was.
Yeah, but I think Tom Brady wants freedom to kind of run the offense, and he definitely wants to throw it. He wants to throw it. He wants to throw it all the time, and just let everything funnel through him. He's the GOAT. Why not, right? So, he threw it 733 times last year. 700.
What's the average pass? What is it? Around 5 something?
Wow, that was number 1 in the league. The average pass attempts, it's probably around 570 or something. 550 to 600.
I need to go see
good question. Probably around 550.
I need to go see a game with with the Falcons and the Saints. Except, just nervous to go over there and play them because they always get tore up sometimes. They're over there in the old Aintville. It was Skylar Thompson.
I think you guys will beat the Saints this year.
I think this year we'll
probably get 2 interceptions on Derek Carr.
But I mean, it don't matter. The only thing it could be, the only reason I say is because of Carr. But man, whenever we play the same, it don't matter. It's like they equal each other out, and it's like it's always tough.
Yeah, I get that.
Who is y'all's biggest rival?
It's been the Saints as well, but I mean, we've always some reason, like even when Brady was here, we lost twice that in 2021 or twice in 2020 to the Saints, but then beat them in the playoffs. So it was, that was always strange, and we did really well. Like, I don't know, Panthers are a big rival as well.
Yeah, they're just so up and down that it's hard to like.
Yeah, you guys have been a big rival as well, but I mean, going back to like 2016, when Matt Ryan was kind of in his prime, man, you guys just wax us. and that was like early Jameis Winston years. We were just terrible, and he was just so erratic. And you guys would just destroy us, just blow us out. I remember.
I was never nervous playing the Bucks. I never was like, oh man, I start clenching my butt cheeks when it's Saint League. But
yeah, I feel like that was the same way with us and the Saints as well. Saints are always made me way more nervous.
Donald, do you go to games out there in Tampa?
Oh shoot! Oh, I had a guy start up, baby. Let's go. I got Chad's guy, Rashee Rice. I just realized it was my pick, and I didn't even. That's the beauty of having somebody start up. Yeah. I am gonna take the kids to a game this year because the tickets are so cheap, man. This is the beauty. The beauty of having a bad team, and nobody really noteworthy, like especially at quarterback. I mean, that's the big thing, right? Face of the franchise. So. When Brady played for Tampa, the tickets were literally $500 a game
for the entry level.
It was like $350 for like scalp nosebleed ticket.
Damn.
And now I can get a ticket for $35. I can get a nosebleed for $35. Like I can take both of my kids to the game for $100. Like all three of us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy different this year. So it's like it kind of nice in that regard. Like chances are we may not win, but hey, kids, at least you finally get to go to a football game. You know, like guy Tom Brady was just way too expensive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, here in Houston, it's like last year you couldn't give your tickets away. The stadium was empty all the time, and it was just like no one cared to go. There wasn't even that much traffic on Sundays around, which is crazy. But this year, I mean, as soon as they had their draft picks, the ticket prices went from 0 to I don't even know what they are right now. They jumped up astronomically quickly. They got two of the first they got 2 picks in the first round. So it was like, there's a lot of hype going on right now. Everyone's chomping at the bit currently.
Yeah, I bet, man. Everybody wants to see Bijan too. I mean, I'm pumped, dude. I can't wait.
So I don't watch much college, and I don't know much about Bijan except for the hype that came out from the draft, so that's one of the things I try to just spend time watching college and getting to know college players, and mainly for fantasy football and stuff like that. But just haven't. It changes so often, and there's a lot to keep up with in college.
Sure. Yeah. No, there is. I'm not great about it. I've watched it a lot more the past few years. I do find it very interesting, especially when there's like SEC games on, because I like to watch like colleges that actually have good defenses, and see how the offensive players play against the good defenses.
Do you use
especially anytime Alabama or LSU is playing and stuff like that? I like to watch them.
Do you use I don't know, it's like a platform or I used to use these guys called football guys, I think it's called. For when I did my fantasy drafts, you kind of go there and tweak how you kind of want to do things and set it up before your drafts. And that way, as it's going through, it uses your different stats or things that the way you kind of want to build your team. It'll kind of help you pick during the draft.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Those things help out a lot. I use playerprofiler.com for all that. Player analytics, team insights. They have a sick draft kit, dude. They have a really sick draft kit where you can literally go go through their, like, as you're going through the draft, you can literally check guys off, and it's got all the analysis and projections right there. I mean, they've got some of the most accurate projections in the league, or like in the space.
What's the name again?
Playerprofiler.com.
Player Profiler.
Yeah. I can't recommend them highly enough, you know.
Well, I was using
They do an incredible job.
And
football guys they're good.
For a few years
I've been
back,
around for a long time.
Yeah, a few years back I used them, and I think I won 4 the 4 leagues I was in 1 year, all 4. And I've always won like I usually play in about 4 leagues per year. I've done 5, I think, but I'd always win 1 or 2. And like I said, I've done 4, and I think I've done 3. But the past few years they've been really, really bad. And so I'm like, this year, I said last year was last time. I got to find a new get up.
Yeah. Check it out. You'll love the. I listen to all these guys. I listen to the 4 for 4 podcast, the Player Profiler podcast, the football guys. I like Sigmund Bloom and the other guy over there. I like their podcast as well. I like to listen to podcasts pretty much all day long when I'm at work. If I'm not on the phone or recording a video or doing something.
Yeah.
Or even like if I'm just like, doing research on eBay and stuff, I've like always got a podcast going, man. That's how I learn. That's how I soak up so much information. I always stay up to date on NFL analysis, fantasy football analysis.
Yep, same thing. I'm always on stuff all the time. My wife runs around. She's like, "How can you just listen to it all day? It's just so boring." I'm like,
I love it, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta know what's going on though. If I don't know, I'm not in the know. Player Profiler. Yep, right here. Let's see if they have an app or anything like that, because I definitely.
Yeah, they do have an app. They have a mobile-friendly website. They do have an app. I don't know if their app is just for Dynasty or if it's for. I have their app. It's called the Dynasty Dominator. I don't know. I think that is just for Dynasty fantasy
leagues.
Yeah, which I'm in quite a few of those now.
See, I have like 4 leagues that I've been in for like. There's one I've been in for like 20 years. Have you done a vampire league?
A vampire league? What the hell is that?
I haven't done one yet. I heard about it recently. But basically, everyone chooses the number. The last guy that chooses, though, let me think if I remember it correctly. The last guy that chooses ends up becoming that gets the last pick, becomes the vampire. And so everyone, let me think first. I think everyone picks but you. And then you have to pick your team from what's left. Let me think if it's correct. I think you have to pick your team from what's left. Then throughout the year, if you as you're playing, and if you win, I'm going to try to do your little. Let's see how this. What's up with Trask over here? In the big Trask.
Kyle Trask? Well, he's not starting, most likely. Oh, he looks terrible, man. He's a bust.
Well, I'm also this guy's following me all around cards all around the world, so I'm just going to pick him. Oh, well, damn it. I didn't get it. Oh, I did get him.
Man. I like some Pierre Strong.
I got tons of his rookie cards if you want any.
Be ready, man. Be ready on those.
I have
with how fragile the running back position is. If the Patriots don't bring anybody else in, he's already going to get time.
I have so many.
Stevenson.
I have like 4 or 5 autos of his.
Oh, dude, he's a smash sleeper play right now. If the Patriots don't bring anybody else in, he'll immediately get hype just from that, because he'll be the second string running back, and he'll get playing time behind Ramadre.
Dog, did you mess you up here? My dog like messed up my light. But the Vampire League, speaking of darkness. So the last player, I don't know what happened to my light. Hold on a second, I get my light on here. It went dark here. So in the Vampire League, the last guy that gets that picks, he doesn't pick until everyone else is picked. Then he picks from what's left. Each week he plays you, and if he beats you, he gets to take someone off of your team. If he beats you that week,
Interesting.
And he trades you whatever player he wants. He picks any player he wants from your team. Something along those lines. I can't remember I haven't actually played one all through. I was hearing about it from a buddy of mine, and I was like, man, I gotta try something like that out. See.
That's wild, man. I've never heard of that before.
So let's pull it up. Let's see. Vampire Fantasy Football League. See, the guide here it is. Says grown a significantly over years have been ideal. Vampire Leagues no idea what to do. See, a Vampire League is a unique setup for ideally for 12 people. You do it fewer if you want, but therefore it works. Says once you draft, when you do your draft randomizer, the person who ends up with number 12 of the spot is the vampire. He does not take a place in the draft. Instead, the others 11 players fill their rosters. Once the draft is finished, the waiver wire and free agency is closed. Only the vampire will have access to the rest of the player pool. The vampire will then be able to build their team from the rest of the player pool. They start a significant disadvantage. However, as more injuries begin to occur, the vampire can start to build a more competitive roster. The vampire is allowed to control the schedule of who they play. Vampire is allowed to control the schedule of who they play. Oh, I gotta go here in a second. Let's see where I'm at here. Let's just click on auto pick here now.
See what the hitman's been up to here. Herbert, Prescott, Waddle, Smith.
This guy, I've been following him all over the place. He's been following me too.
T-Hawk, Ayuk, Sanders. He loves the value on Sanders.
Cannot play an opponent for more than twice in the regular season. Also, between weeks 4 and 14, Vampire can only play each team once, so they don't get an advantage due to buys. This is also true for the players. We can steal a player from the opponent roster if they win and swap with someone from their starting lineup. The best rule you can use for this is that if a team isn't the vampire can lose, anyone can. So, best rule you can use for this is that the team that isn't the vampire can lose anyone from the roster if they lose. However, the vampire has to send a player in the same position. Yeah, so basically they just don't pick, and then you have to try to come back from behind by stealing players from other people in your league. It's crazy. Something different. I want to do a card, a packed card league. I was trying to think it through, and I think there are some out there, but where you bring a pack of cards, or you bring like some packs with you. You have to have so many for each thing, and then you open the pack, and you would have to pick from someone from your pack.
Interesting.
I was trying to make rules for it. I've never got to finish it all out, but just to kind of make it crazy. I would like to do one crazy league if I could. Like, I need more stress already as it is. Doing 4 leagues, 2 kids under 3, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, man.
It's funny how my my winning average dropped significantly when I started having kids.
It's hard, man. It's
It is.
hard. This is it is hard. Bush Leaguers, I love you, man, but I cannot do another one. I wish I could, honestly, but like Ryan, I've got uh, I've got kids and I've got work tomorrow.
Same.
Although I work at home, so it's not like I've got to get up super early and go anywhere. But the kids wake up at daylight, and
6:30. They're on their face.
Yep. Yes, they're on that they're on that biological clock, man. With the daylight, it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. You can't sleep through a 4-year-old boy's
Jumping on your face. Nope.
Yeah, it's either jumping on my face or he'll be screaming from his room. Not like screaming, but he'll be hollering for me.
Yep. I understand, believe me. But hey, I would like to do like this was kind of sprung, but I like when I have a little time to kind of prepare, get you and the hitman and maybe a couple other guys from the chat or whatever, and jump on and do it live. That'd be a blast, man.
Yeah, totally, dude. We'll do it. Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing them all summer long.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably hop on again, like definitely Thursday night, maybe Wednesday night if this thing's not full. Bush Leaguers, he's so funny, dude.
What he's saying? I've been watching.
He says his kids are all raised and out of the house, and now he sits around naked in his fantasy dress and watches wrestling.
This slap thing has gotten crazy, huh?
What is it?
The slap.
Oh, the slap in the face competition?
Yeah.
I saw something about that on Twitter. I was like, what the hell is this? This is crazy.
Leave it to Dana White, man. He started doing this slap in the face thing, and now
it's like the next version of arm wrestling, like the arm wrestling world champions, but now they're
basically, yeah.
I think it's brilliant. Ever since the Will Smith, Chris Rock incident,
with the
five
fingers,
the arm wrestling
in your face, smack me.
I'm gonna have to watch it now. Like I just saw a clip, like a meme or like a GIF on Twitter, and about slap fighting or slap boxing or whatever it was called, and now I'm gonna have to watch it.
I get the little tidbits on the old what is it? What's the popular one now? I'm so old, dude. TikTok.
Oh, that's what you were thinking of? You trip, bro.
I get some of those.
Mac. Bosquan says, should he be worried? He's only 20. He's got no kids now. He wants 3, but his girlfriend only wants 1. Yeah, start out with 1. That's what I did, obviously. Well, hopefully you start out with 1. You might get triplets, bro. Can you imagine that?
Oh, dude! So don't put that on. But don't put that on him.
Bush Leaguers, man, that's messed up. I would say, I mean, have as many as you feel comfortable with, but hopefully you start with 1 and you see how much time and attention that requires. They're a lot of work, man.
I never planned to have children. I never planned to really get married. And I got married when I was about 40, and then now I'm 46 and I have 2 kids. And I never planned on it.
You, man.
Yeah, I never planned on it, but I do. I love being a pops. It's equally as rewarding as it is difficult. It's more rewarding than it is difficult, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is very rewarding. It's like getting to relive your childhood through your kids.
What do you think of this baby Gronk situation?
Oh my god, dude! That kid's dad is just.
That dude's he's gonna kill his dad.
Oh man,
Terrible.
he's such a goof.
I saw some of the interviews that they did, and I'm like, this guy cannot take himself he can't take himself seriously as he's taking himself.
Yeah, it's just man. I don't know, man. Kind of feel bad for the kid, man.
Absolutely. The kid looks miserable.
Yeah, I feel bad for the kid.
He looks absolutely miserable.
Yeah, I had my first kid at 30, so I definitely think you do get yourself figured out first, right, and get all that crazy young adrenaline out of your system so you can kind
I
of
was
be
a
balanced.
musician. So I was a musician for 20 years, so I got like that's why I kind of was like late with doing everything because I was having fun and playing around everywhere.
Yeah, it's interesting because I see my neighbors that live across the street from me. They've got kids that are grown up that are almost out of high school, and they're the same age as my wife and I. And
Yeah, it's
it's like,
wild,
wow,
huh? Yeah,
yeah, because their kids are all grown up teenagers and don't require that same level of attention or hand holding and everything. The time and energy, not just from a physical standpoint, but the mental energy, because 4 or 5 year old kids, man, they ask 1,000,001 questions about everything. So you got to teach them about everything. Um,
yeah.
and it's like I can't imagine doing that at 20 years old.
Oh, I would
I would
not
have
have
been a
I
shit
wouldn't have the
parent.
mind, the patience,
Yeah,
would be
I would have. It
gone.
would have been like, you know, probably would have been mostly end up being raised by by my parents or something. Like I hate to say it, but
Take these
man,
kids, man. I can't deal with them.
I would not have. I don't think I would have been a good parent at all. When
I would have been
I told you.
very like kind of like I would have been upset or not upset, but I kind of like looked at him in a way because they could maybe have taken the time that I was using for the band and stuff like that, and not been able to do all that. It's just because of being young and selfish and whatnot. But now that I got that all out of my system, like you said, it's all works out good. I'm cool.
Yes, sir.
But
We've lost most of our viewers. No, I
yeah,
appreciate you guys.
this guy he says
Appreciate you
I'd
guys
rather
that are
sit
still out
around
there.
naked and hang out with my internet buddies doing fantasy drafts than changing shitty diapers at 3 in the morning. Does that mean you're naked
All
right
right,
now while you're watching this? Oh, dude, that's weird.
Bush Leaguers. Yeah, he's always naked. Bush Leaguers is always. This is why he doesn't have a picture for his little profile icon.
That's hilarious.
So I appreciate you,
Yeah.
Ty. Ryan had a great show.
Yep.
Let's get serious about listing some cards, and
I'm
we
doing
have.
it.
And I didn't even like. We'll have to focus on that next time. We got Chad's update. He did really good, but
Well, I'm
yeah,
gonna. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see how much. If even if I don't get 100, I'm gonna see how much I can beat you by. That's my goal. I think you'd be easy race though.
Derek's naked too. He's just got his chains on.
Nice,
He's
nice.
got his gold chains on and no shirt, no pants, just completely naked. Ty
That's
rolls.
sometimes I'll do my other show with no pants on, but yeah.
Don't knock it till you do it. Well, yeah, you guys have no clue. I don't have any pants on right now. I
No
do all my
pants.
shows without pants.
Hey, that's how you stay fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one of those ventilated seats, so
A
it's nice.
fan down there. Get no swamp ass in the chair.
All right, you guys go stream another draft through the Discord. Do it. Steve, I know Steve said he was up till 2 a.m. last night with Derek doing drafts. Go stream through the Discord. I know if you're not in there, Bush Leaguers, you got to go over there, start a draft for us. You want me to start a draft for you guys and then dip out? Oh, count it down. Okay.
Down.
Well, I could do that. I could do that. Why do I feel like I'm getting suckered into another draft right now?
Yeah, you're on your own if you do.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna count it down. I'm serious. I'm signing off after this.
Yeah.
Just don't enter. Oh, he just told me. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Because that would not be good. Then I'd have to auto draft.
Just count it down for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys going Chihuahua Superflex? All right. All right. I'm gonna count it down for you guys. You ready? You ready? 5.
Wait.
4,
Bush was asking what room.
3, 2, 1. Enter. Go, 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 go.
Pump.
All right, guys. Shout out again to UnderdogFantasy.com. Check it out. Promo code Quest. Get that 100% instant deposit bonus. Help out the Quest channel. It's, it's easy. Take advantage of that easy deposit bonus. But it is free to subscribe. It is free to smash that like button and share it with a friend. And comment on the video. Let us know what you guys are getting into right now in the market. And we'll talk to you next time.
Yep. Later, guys.
Peace.